Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Emily Smiley here. So excited to bring you guys some work from home Wednesday tips. Got my blue blockers on. How many of you guys use these? I don't need these for a live, but when you're staring at a screen all day, they're good. So if you don't have one, you need some. You need a pair. If you're just hopping on, make sure you say, hey Jess, thanks for hopping on and hanging out. Thanks for listening. I have a question for you. Are you a content creating machine, or do you, like some of us, have struggled in the past with creating and coming up with valuable and good content? Yes? I've been there. So I've got 4 tips for you guys today to basically crush your content and never, ever run out of content again. So I'm excited to share these with you guys. If you're just hopping on, let me know where you're watching in. And if you're watching on the replay, put hashtag replay so I can get back with you guys. If you're new to my page, I'm super passionate about helping entrepreneurs build their skills online. So let's get into it. Let me know if you have run out of content. How many of us have felt that way? Now, before we get into what that is, let's talk about content specifically. If you are building a business, right, you are your own personal brand. Doesn't matter what affiliate, what network marketing, what company you work with, you are your own brand. So if you are still struggling with the branding, go back and watch the branding video. It's either here or you can go look it up on YouTube. That's super vital to then getting into content. If you are building online on social media, you want to use attraction marketing, right? Curiosity marketing. What does that mean? That means that you as your brand and whatever it is that you stand for are creating valuable content that is of interest for your prospects or your customers or your clients or whatever in your business, right? So content is just a fancy word for information. What information are you providing your audience for free, right? Now, I know a lot of people are, creating content in multiple ways. So I'm curious, let me know, what content capacity are you creating for your audience? Are you doing Facebook Lives? Do you have a Facebook group? Are you blogging? Are you running ads? Are you email marketing, funnels, lead capture pages, lead magnets, like any of those things? You don't need them all, right? Maybe you're building on YouTube or, whatever the platform is, you need to provide content, right? So before we even get into the tips of how, you've got to really understand what it is that you're providing, because the clearer that you get on your business, what problem you solve, your branding, right? Your branding is just who you are as a person. So, write down your brand, write down your purpose, your vision, your message, whatever it is about your business, and then stay within the perimeters of your brand for content. So how many of you guys have ever heard like watching a show or a movie and they're like, oh, it doesn't fit with my brand, right? You need to think the same way inside of your business. I love animals, but, posting pictures of your dog or cat may or may not fit inside of your brand. Now, if it does, that's totally cool. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, if your brand is, travel, but you're constantly posting something opposite, but it's also you. So if those things define you, pick those 5 and then stick to it. So it's the same in creating your content. Your content needs to be focused around your brand, what it is that's most important to you. So for me, it's being not just an entrepreneur, but a mompreneur, specifically building solely online. What else? Health and wellness. So anything related to health, exercise, fitness, family, time, freedom, like all of those things are within the perimeter for my content. Does that make sense? So whatever yours is, get really clear before we start about what your brand is and what content, what value you are going to give. So actually that's my first one. First tip is to write down your message, your purpose, your vision. Pick 5 if you've not. Then the second after you've gotten really clear on that is to brainstorm all of the places that you can get information on those topics. So let's just choose health and wellness because that's one of the largest, right? So if you're in health and wellness, what information could you go retrieve? It doesn't mean that you're have a PhD in it, right? You don't have to be a registered dietitian or a personal trainer to be involved in, health and wellness, right? I'm a trainer, but I don't have my PhD in it. I feel like I should sometimes because why? I'm so passionate, I'm constantly learning. All I'm doing is relaying that to my prospects and my audience in a valuable, free manner as content. Does that make sense? So brainstorm all of the places in your life that you can go to research, right? The content or the information. So, maybe it's books, maybe it's TV, maybe it's podcasts. Are you into personal development? Anywhere along those lines. Is it sports? I use a lot of sports analogies, right? That may be a turnoff for some people. That may not be within some people's, brand. It may not fit with their brand, but it does for me. Why? Because it's me and I can't leave it out, right? It might be about your family or your kids or your pets. It might be about fitness or nutrition or exercise. Right now in my health and wellness, we're running a food prep challenge. And it's amazing. People are so engaged in there. Why? Because there's so much free value that my audience is interested in, right? So where do you go to get this information? Well, you can go to those places that we talked about: books, TV, podcast, Pinterest, YouTube, Google. Hello. Like basically, if you are viewed as an expert, right? Which you're not, so don't pretend to be, but you can be the messenger. And really the only difference, we are all like bombarded with like information constipation, right? Like how many times have I had clients say, they know what to do to get healthy. They know to eat better and exercise more. The question is they're so bombarded, they don't know where to start. So that's where you come in creating your content. How can you simplify it? How can you, put it back in front of them, right? As a reminder for what they need to do within your scope of content, right? Or your brand. So basically, you're just organizing the information and regurgitating it, either in your own words or in sharing it. Doesn't matter. Because what's going to happen? You're not expecting a sale. You're not expecting anything in return. You're just providing free value. And when you do that, you will be the go-to for that person that you're, reaching out or whatever in that area. So if you're on travel, people are going to think of you if you're constantly giving tips about travel or, real estate. I see a lot of, realtors really getting really good at personal branding, and I love it. They're providing value. What the heck am I supposed to do with my house? And what am I supposed to spray and check as being a homeowner, right? It doesn't mean that I'm buying or selling at this point, but if I do, I'm probably most likely going to go to whoever has given me the most value. And it's the same inside your business. You want to create so much value in your prospects that you almost guilt them into buying whatever it is that you offer. Not really, right? But what happens is you're constantly getting in front of them and they're going to come back to you because you're providing value. Now, this may not take, it's a relationship business. I believe every business is a relationship business. So this may take some time, especially if you don't know them personally and you're just connecting virtually. But the more you get in front of them, the more they know, like, and trust you. They get to know you. They get to respect you. They know that you're going to give that value in that certain, topic. And so you are going to come to the forefront of their mind. Does that make sense? So my next tip, number 3, okay, so number 1 was write your brand down, pick 5 about your content and stick to those 5 content. Number 2 was to brainstorm all of the areas and places where you can go to get information on your topic ideas. Number 3, I said already slightly, to Google it, but also to organize it, all right? So organize your content ahead of time, because otherwise we do exactly what I just said. We get overwhelmed in thinking, oh my God, I've got 5 areas and I've researched all this stuff. And what happens when you do that? It's like, for me, it's hard to shut it off. So I have to really get in a content creating zone. So go back and watch that video. I literally did a video on content batching. You guys, it'll change your business. So sit down, write it out ahead of time, collect the information, make it pretty, right? We've got some challenges going on inside our Facebook groups. And, I am not the person that makes it pretty. I am so thankful I work with like the best people. I'm content. I like to write it. I like to video. I'll do all the videos inside our group. But please don't ask me to make it pretty. I got a daughter that does that for me, right? Like a virtual assistant that helps me do that. So, collect it all, make it pretty, whatever you got to do. So for instance, today inside our, we're doing this meal prep. Today was Water Wednesday. So today I went and got, some of those pretty pre-made things on fruit infusion water, and the water bottle that has the time of day, like 7 a.m. and then 9 p.m. You're almost done, right? And then what happened? I went and Googled basically like why we need water and benefits of water. And then I created a blog post for our group with the pretty pictures, my ideas for water. Now I live all of that. I know water's important. I literally took a picture of all the water bottles that we have, which is crazy. But it is helpful because people don't know how much water to drink and when. If they're struggling with it, they might love the jug, the hack about the jug, about the times. I told them where to go. Like I gave them a link to getting a water bottle, right? Like all of those things. It sounds so simple. You guys, sometimes we make it way overcomplicated and it doesn't need to be. They need the reminder to drink water. How much? How can we get it in? Well, there's a reason why I use a Starbucks cup, because it has a straw. So buy a water bottle with the straw. Chances are you're more likely to drink more water. Whatever it is, helping them achieve success for free without expecting anything in return creates an advocate for you. And if you have an advocate, even if they never buy from you, you have a true supporter inside of your business. And basically your business should be collecting advocates. Right? You should get an army of people that would totally support you because you give and offer so much positive value without expecting anything in return. So even if they don't buy from you, chances are they're going to refer you, hook you up with their audience, and then you've got never-ending leads. That's a whole nother video. All right, I'll get off that. All right, number 4. I kind of got into it. Organize it, right? It doesn't matter if you write it out, schedule it out. If it's on a personal page and you're like, well, I can't schedule it out, that's fine. But sit down and do the content batching, put it over in your notes, figure out what pictures are gonna go with it. Don't ever post without pictures, FYI, okay? Make it pretty. You don't have to add I would add some emojis. Make it readable, you guys. Please make it pretty. So in marketing, if you give it some emojis, but not too many, and some space. How many of you guys have had like red posts? And I'm a long post blogger, if you've seen anything on here. But I do mostly videos here. So if that's your jam, that's fine. But write it out ahead of time. Schedule it out ahead of time, right? Bonus for Facebook Lives. If you are still not doing Facebook Lives for your audience, I highly suggest you just suck it up, Buttercup, and hit the live button, because we have all been there getting nervous. It is more important that you share your content with your audience than how you feel or how you look or whatever, right? If it's perfect. People like imperfect anyway. And it helps your algorithm. Doesn't matter if it's on your business page, what platform it's on, it's always better for them to see you in person. Written is fine. Just make sure it has that, picture to go with it. Share it on all the platforms ahead of time, right? So if you can schedule it out. Why? Well, because this keeps you from if you're posting every single day, and you've got 6 platforms that you're posting on, that's exhausting. You have better things to be doing, connecting with people, selling, right? Other things than to spend all of your time stuck in, I don't know what to share. And how many of us, and I have been guilty of this, literally like, crap, I haven't posted today. And then you just throw up a quote, right? Or you just throw up this. We've all been guilty of it. But I can tell you, it's like anything else in life, right? The more prepared you are, the better your delivery, the better your content is going to be, and it's totally worth it. And honestly, practice makes perfect. I am still working on it myself, just like the meal prep, right? It's like in the healthy living group. It's like, all right, so the more you work on meal prep, the better that you get. It's the same inside your business, just like any skill sets. You have to wrap your brain around the fact that you're not just getting on social media to make a sale. You are getting on there to develop your brand, to get followers, and it doesn't need 1 million, right? I don't care if you have 1 million followers or views or whatever. If you can't leverage, if you can't monetize it, if you have 100 or 500 friends on your personal page or your business page, how many of you guys have been told to write out the list of 100? That literally skips that step for you because now you can connect with 100 people or 500 people. So get that out of your head thinking like, well, why would I create all this content when I only have like 500 Facebook friends or 500 people on my, business page or whatever. But those are probably, especially if it's your business page, they're much more likely to connect with you. And most of the time, just FYI, the money is in the messenger. The money is in your DM. They're not going to comment and like on your stuff on your main page. I don't know why. Some will, some won't, right? That's okay. So organize it, collect it, figure it out how you're going to, put it back out there. But y'all, don't be spammy. Don't be spammy. People know, they can read behind it. It's like you have commission breath and it comes through the phone, and it's so true. You can tell when people are that. Now, I'm not saying to hide your business or that you're not proud of your company or whatever, but curiosity is a powerful thing. And when you share the preview and not the whole freaking movie, what happens? They want to know what comes next. So give 3 tips and tell them you'll give them 4 if they drop it in your messenger. Hey, you want this last one? Let me know. Drop it in my messenger and I'll shoot it to you. They're going to want that. Even though they even know what it is. They're like, oh, I know she wants me to reach out and I don't want, but I want that last one. Right? The more value you offer, the more opportunity they're going to want to reach out to you. But don't be spammy. Use that attraction. Use that curiosity. Thanks for the love, guys. If you're just hopping on, make sure you say hey. So make sure you schedule it. Let's recap. Write down your brand, 5 content ideas, 5 things that fit within your brand. Number 2, brainstorm all of the places that you can go to get information on the 5 things that you are branding within your content, okay? Number 3, write it out ahead of time. Google it, organize it, make it pretty. Number 4, right? Schedule it. Get an auto scheduler, figure out your platforms, make sure you've got it all prepared out, and bonus tip, don't be spammy. Disrupt the game. And when I say that, I literally mean do it differently. If you do it differently, you're going to stand out. Why? Because there's a freaking million people trying to sell crap on social media and online. If you just offer value, you already just stand out. And they're going to build that know, like, and trust, and they're going to want to buy whatever it is that you're offering. Why? Because they like you. Because they're an advocate for you and for your business, right? So be the go-to for something, right? Whatever it is, for business, for, moms, for health and wellness, for real estate, for, travel, whatever it is, try to be the go-to. All right, you guys, I hope you found value in this. Please let me know. I love the feedback. What would you guys, like to pass on? I feel like I work with the freaking best. We are disrupting the game in how we are building. It is not traditionally, it is solely online. My team does it differently, you guys, and it's awesome. So if you guys are interested in finding more about that, let me know. Either drop into the comments or shoot me a messenger and let me know there. I'll hook you up either with our Healthy Living group if you'd like to be plugged in there on that page, or our team, which, like I said, we just do it differently. But I am here to serve either way. So if you feel stuck in your content, if you feel stuck, go back and watch this again. Like this, comment it, let me know, share it out with your team. Like, be a content creating machine, because when you do, you will abso-freaking-lutely stand out to people. All right, you guys, I hope you found this valuable, and I'll see you next time. In the meantime, crush it.